One of the things that we talk a lot about is taking your family and putting them on the payroll.
I'm not going to say whether I do that or not because I feel like this is a sting operation all of a sudden.
No. No sting operation. All right.
What's up?
Yeah.
So Old Dominion, just so you guys know, we run an hour-long show on Sundays in Atlanta, primarily talking about retirement. So a little bit older crowd, 50 plus, might be the first time that they're experiencing Old Dominion. If you had to choose one song, maybe they pull up Apple Music, they pull up Spotify, what is the one song from your catalog that you want them to key in on?
Let's see, that age group, let's see.
50 plus.
Yeah, let's say one-man band probably, or
probably the one.
I Was on a Boat That Day.
Okay.
So if I had to pick two songs to answer the question you didn't ask, it would be those two.
What goes better with retirement than a boat?
Exactly.
The Boat. That's right. I'm a huge fan of one-man band, but you guys are not a one-man band.
Clearly.
Clearly, no. You've been doing this a long time. I think you started writing songs. Is that right?
Yeah, that's how we got our start. We moved to Nashville separately to be, with the goal of being songwriters or studio musicians. And so we spent, really a decade trying to make that dream come true. And ultimately, we were able to achieve that. Yeah.
A 10-year overnight success.
Totally, yeah.
What was the one song that you wrote that really gave you your big break?
I don't know that there was one really because at the time the band was sort of starting to form. We had a little luck as songwriters, so we had a couple. We had one called Say You Do that Dierks Bentley took to number one. We had a number one for the band Perry that was called Better Dig 2.
I would say Wake Up Loving You was one that probably broke it down for me. It was like my first, really charting single, and that really...
What did that go to, like 13?
I think so.
Yeah.
Who's counting?
I had one called The Guy Walks Into a Bar, too, that Tyler Farr recorded, so that was my first number one.
I think most of you, if not all of you, have song credits. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, absolutely.
Pretty unique in the industry. I'm curious, though, how do you know when you're writing a song, are you always writing it for yourself? Or are you sometimes writing it for someone else?
No, I think because we came here to be songwriters, the goal is to just write the best song you possibly can and not really think about who you're writing it for. If you're writing it to like if we decided one day that we wanted to write a Dierks Bentley song, or we'd probably miss. He is looking for what's next, and we only know what he's done. So we can't quite pinpoint what an artist wants. So the best thing we can do is we know that they all want great songs, including us. So the best thing we can do is write a great song if we can.
And really, you only know yourself.
Totally.
Absolutely. So we talk with a lot of business owners in the Atlanta market. Old Dominion, you guys have been around a long time. Old Dominion is a business. Oh, yeah. What is it like running a business with multiple personalities, multiple stakeholders, multiple creative personalities? What's that like?
Yeah, it's a moving target always. There's probably a lot of similarities. I forget what the decision that we were trying to make was, but we were talking around a table one day, and one of Brad's friends was with us, and he's in the corporate world. And he was just kind of shocked at how similar it was, just the decisions that we were making. I would say the big difference, though, is you live with the people you work with, and you live with your employees, too. Especially when we're on tour, we have a giant crew of people that it's a traveling circus that, we live with all of these people. So they're our friends and family and our employees.
I love that. Speaking of family, so again, retirement audience, we talk a lot about financial planning concepts. One of the things that we talk a lot about is taking your family and putting them on the payroll to take advantage of, for instance, like a Roth IRA. Like all my kids have Roth IRAs. They're not on the payroll, but you snap a picture of them and all of a sudden they're an employee. Sure.
I'm not going to say whether I do that or not because I feel like this is a sting operation all of a sudden.
No. No sting operation. No sting operation.
But I may or may not already do that.
Wink, wink.
I just put my money under the mattress like the old-fashioned way.
Got mason jars and coffee cans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's something that we all dip into for sure.
I love that. So how do you surround yourself with good people? You guys have been really successful. You obviously do something really well, but how do you surround yourself with good people to make everything work well?
I mean, we've been very fortunate. I think, we were fortunate enough to go on tour with Kenny Chesney early on in our career and watch the way he does it. And he surrounded himself with amazing people, and it was amazing family. And so we really modeled everything we did after them. And, we tend to retain a lot of people. People do want to work for us so far. And, we have great people in charge. So if there's somebody who doesn't fit personality-wise, then they kind of know how to, make sure that they're not there anymore. But fortunately, I mean, we just have amazing people. Like Matthew said, we live with them, and they're our friends, and we want to hang out with them.
And ultimately, good people attract good people. So, we try to surround ourselves with the best that we know how. But when as it gets kind of deeper in the trenches into some of the positions that we know nothing about, we rely on those people that we brought in to bring in good people too. So, we have a trust with our crew for sure.
You got a circle of people you trust.
Absolutely.
And that circle of people brings in more people, easy to trust.
Absolutely.
So I'm with you 100%. So as you think about the next maybe, I know 5 years is like a long time in the music business, but as you think about the next 5 years, 10 years, you guys have already done so much. What do you want your legacy to be?
Honestly, I think we get so much pleasure in seeing how our music affects people, and we realized within the past few years, really, the gravity of that, and how what we do, and if we put our heart and soul into it, it's going to connect with our audience, and then we get to go out on the road and see firsthand how that happens. So ultimately, with every show, our goal is to leave people feeling better than they did when they first got there. So I think if we can play some role in that in people's lives where we have helped them in some way and we were of service to them in some way, then that's really all you can ask for, is that you provided some levity or some support to someone who may have needed it.
Yeah. It's amazing how that really transcends everything.
Absolutely.
If you have the right why, if you're doing it for yourself and others, everything else seems to kind of take care of itself.
It really is, and it's funny that when you realize that, because in the beginning, you want to be a famous musician, or you want to get rich, or you want to win awards or whatever you're thinking when you're young. But then when all this happens, it hits a point, and like he said, we've hit it the last few years, where you realize it's not really about us anymore. It's about all of these people that make these songs soundtracks of their lives, or we get signs at concerts like your music got me through cancer, or things like that, and you see everybody just making memories with their family, and it's about so much more than what we gain. It's about the service that we give.
100%. I think you guys are going to be in Macon, Georgia this year, but no dates in Atlanta. When are you coming back to Atlanta?
Well, we can't tell you that.
Oh, you can't tell us? We're looking for a scoop. Come on.
We can promise we will be back.
Yes, we will definitely be back. We've had some really great times in Atlanta, from everything from tiny little bars up to football stadiums. So we'll be back.
Okay, good. And we just want to make sure you're going to be back. Don't leave us hanging. Are there any songs you've written that you haven't released yet that you'd like to, but for some reason maybe the timing's not right?
That does happen on some albums where we dip into older songs that maybe have gotten passed over, and make it onto, like, I think the last album, there was a song we wrote back in the beginning that we wrote at the same time as Break Up With Them, which was our first hit. So I don't know offhand if there's one like that.
Yeah, it's tough to think, because talking about running a business, this is a business, but it's got 5 equal partners, and 5 very creative people and strong opinions, and we have to agree on it all.
I have one partner, and I know how difficult that can be.
It's hard. So when it comes to songs, like, we're in the middle of the song selection process right now, because we're going in the studio next week. So it really is a team effort to like really whittle it down to where we're all happy with the direction that it's going. So I'm sure everybody has a song that they've written that they wish got on there, but it just wasn't right for the band. So we're not making a Matthew Ramsey album. We're not making a Trevor Rosen album. We're making an Old Dominion album. So we have to really work together to make sure we get what best represents us.
So drilling down on that, there's a bunch of songs. You got to whittle it down. Do you look to shop those songs maybe if it doesn't make the album, or do you hold on to it? How does that work?
Yeah, I think a lot of times if we don't cut it, then we have publishers, that also want to make money.
Sure.
Everyone
wants to make money.
Yeah. No, but yeah, if we don't record it, I know personally, if it doesn't make an album, then it's fair game to pitch. And it's so hard to get somebody to record your music anyway. So there's a good chance next album cycle we might be able to take a look at that song again. So
yeah. I got one last question for you. So I got 3 boys at home, 12, 10, and 8. They're homeschooled, and so every single day I'm like, hey, 45 minutes, get onto YouTube, find some music to play. And we got guitars, we got piano. I'll bring this full circle. So we talk retirement. Most people come into our office and they'll say, man, I wish I would have started earlier, right? Because of compound interest and time. If you could give advice to my kids, 12, 10, and 8, what are the things that they can be doing to learn music, get better day after day? Like, what can they be doing now, starting young, to maybe be where you guys are in 10 or 20 years? I
honestly, I have 4 kids, and my 2 older kids, I didn't really, I would say, force to take piano lessons or anything. But I remember when I was a kid, we got a piano, and we weren't forced to. We wanted to, but my parents made sure we all took piano lessons. And so my younger 2, I said, you're going to take piano. If you hate it, you can quit. But it's good to start early because it's like a language. It's like learning a language is so much easier when you're young. So then you can figure out if you love it.
Mm-hmm. I told my kids, I have 2 girls, and neither one of them were super interested in being like a performer or an artist or anything, but they do love the business and they do pay attention to all aspects of it. And one thing that I told them is that if you want to be in the music business in particular in any way, if you can learn what a great song is, you can do anything in this business, because there are a lot of people in a lot of positions that don't know, and I don't know how they got to where those are. But the ones that do know are the ones that succeed and stay around for a really long time, because in the end, if the song is not there, nothing is there. So if they can learn what a great song is, then the sky's the limit as far as anything they want to do in the music business.
Just one more follow-up. You talked about staying around for a long time. You guys have been around for a little while now. What's been the key to kind of staying in kind of the zeitgeist and having so much success over such a long period of time? We
just genuinely love it. It's something that we love to do, and we'd be doing this if we weren't being paid to do it. You have to love it, and there's a line in one of our songs, and I never quote ourselves that often, but your question earlier made me think of it. There's a line in a song of ours called "No Such Thing as a Broken Heart" that says, "Chase after the dream, don't chase after the money," and that's what we are doing. We are just literally chasing dreams and making it happen. And the minute it stops being fun, we'll stop doing it.
Man, I love that. Chase after the dream. Don't chase after the money.
Absolutely.
Here we are.
Put your kids on the 401k thing.
Yeah,
get
but
your
still
kids up.
Get a good solid retirement plan.
That's right. But hey, that message is real though, because we have conversations every single week where it's about the money, but it's actually not about the money.
Yeah.
It's about who you are. It's about what you want. It's about what your goals are. The money is just a tool, and it might be a tool to help you get where you want to be. But if you're living for money and not something bigger than yourself, maybe you're doing it wrong.
It's a short term. You can chase the money and get it short term. But if you're looking for longevity, then you really have to love what you're doing and trust the process, and hopefully it pays off.
Well, I hope our audience goes out to Spotify right now, Google's or Spotify's Old Dominion, checks out One Man Band. Thank you so much for being here, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.